Welcome to Thought Knocks. Now, I haven't published anything for maybe a month or so, and I apologize for that. However, we're going to fix that right now. What I want to talk about today is sort of the value of work, but in a slightly different context. First of all, every business owner has a stack of problems. And a lot of people think that they're helping when they complain about something. They say, like, don't you want to fix that? Don't you want to make your product better? Don't you want to make your service better? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So when you look at this from the context of somebody who owns a business, you're there with this stack of problems and somebody is trying to hand you another one to put in there or add weight to one that's already in there so that you might have to juggle the stack and deal with it differently. So handing a business owner, especially an entrepreneur, problems isn't going to get you, an invitation to Christmas dinner. It's not very well received. So the next level of work, or the value of work, is, I want to help. That's an admirable motive. That's an admirable thing to do, is to show up and say, look, I know you've got a stack of problems, right? I'm aware that you've got a stack of problems. I want to help. Tell me what to do and I'll do it. Now, you'd think those would be, the magic words to get you in the door, so that you could start working on this pile of problems. All that does, when you think about it, is add yet another problem to the stack, because tell me what to do implies that you're pushing work onto the person that you're asking that question of. Tell me what to do. In other words, I want you, who's already got a stack of problems, to stop everything, figure out how to solve this problem, do all of the hard work, and then hand over to me so that I can perform whatever labor is involved in this and take the credit for it. Well, maybe take the credit for it, whatever. You may have genuine feelings about wanting to help, but still you're still pushing yet another problem onto the stack that needs to be dealt with. So for people that are in the tell me what to do and I'll do it mode, that's what jobs are for. So a job is where you show up and someone tells you what to do and you do it and you exchange time for money. You get rewarded for it, sometimes very well, sometimes nowhere near enough. And it seems that a lot of our priorities in society are backwards, because teachers and healthcare workers seem to be at the bottom of that scale, and others seem to be, way up there. But we're not here to sort of argue the merits of different things in society. I just want to explain this concept of, if you want to help an entrepreneur, what the best thing that you could possibly do is to look at one of those problems. And here's the opportunity. Here's where entrepreneurs live, because this is exactly what they're doing. Look at one of those problems, see if other businesses or other people have the same problem, and then do a deep friggin' dive on it so that you know how to solve that problem well. If you show up with solutions, that's when the magic happens. That's when the doors open for you. If you have proven that you can solve one of the problems on that stack, solve it extremely well, and there's always better, faster, cheaper. Pick one or maybe two. You can never do all three, or so they say. So better, faster, cheaper than anybody else, right? That's when the problems have been solved, and it's now a marketplace of who can solve that problem better, faster, cheaper. There are also a lot of problems that haven't been solved yet. So if you focus on a problem that hasn't been solved, you're first to market, and you can charge a premium for that. So if you think about wanting to help a business owner, wanting to help an entrepreneur, I want you to think about the stack of problems that they have and how you can actually move the needle for them. Because there's a lot of people that want to be involved. They want to be on the ground floor. They want the opportunity. They like the feeling of being in a startup, right? There's this term wantrepreneur, where you have the entrepreneur lifestyle without actually having a real business or getting a real business off the ground. And that's a dangerous phase to be in, unless you're aware of it and you just want to be an entrepreneur as a hobby, then that's okay. But if you're serious about getting a business off the ground, you don't want to be in that wantrepreneur state. You want to be an actual entrepreneur, and that means solving challenge after challenge after challenge, and finding people that can solve some of those challenges as well. So if you're looking at an entrepreneur and wondering why they don't have time for you, they're not interested, you're trying to hand them problems, that's why. They've already got more than enough problems. What you need is solutions, and do your homework, show up with solutions. That's going to make all the difference in the world. And once you do that, then you realize the entrepreneurial mindset, because if you've solved that problem for somebody, chances are you've solved it for a lot of other people, and that's where it becomes valuable. And of course, you'll start up a business, you'll get a stack more problems that you realize also need solving, and then you'll finally understand that equation of what's involved in it. So this is one of these things where you probably have to jump in both feet first. You have to do right now as opposed to right sometimes. This is one of those things where that experience is invaluable. So get your feet wet, get out there, solve some problems, and then show up for somebody with a solution and see how that feels or how that goes for change. All right, that's my ramblings for today. So thank you.